Hello and welcome to the WrektLess podcast. My name is Chris and I am your host. I'm here to talk to you today about a couple of things. This is episode number 14. I want to talk a little bit about mental health and about BrewDog Peach Pursuit. So non-alcoholic brew here, near beer. But life's a peach. Reading right off the can here from the Peach Pursuit from BrewDog. It's the peach truck. I have images up here. They'll be on social media, and they are on the video on YouTube. If you happen to listen to this and not see it, so Peach Pursuit, the peach truck. So life's a peach. After moving to Nashville, the peach trucks Jessica and Stephen Rose missed the perfectly ripened, juicy fruit Stephen grew up with in peach country. They bought a Jeep Gladiator, partnered with his hometown farm, and set out to bring fresh peaches directly to you wherever you are. Get the peach truck products delivered to your front door across Nashville or on its summer tour in nearly 30 states. ThePeachTruck.com. So the peach truck comes through Ohio. There we go, we'll get it open. There's a nice crack to it. Definitely comes through Ohio, the peach truck. Great summer brew. Very front end. You get very feels a little bit hop forward. Yeah, you get more of the peachiness in the, like, right off the rip. So it's like a little peach and hop forward, and then it kind of mellows out through the back end. Yeah, nice front end hoppy, peachy hit. And then a mellow, subtle peachiness to carry out. With, that hoppiness still strewn through there. So that is a yummy near beer. Peach Pursuit, the peach truck. Yeah, so the peach truck comes through Ohio. I think it's that time of year when they're loaded up and rolling around the country. So I've heard of them. I think I've had peaches from them before. I work in a grocery store and we get Georgia peaches. So we get Georgia fuzzies. So I'm sure they're similar. Maybe not the exact same farm, but the Ohio local peaches are pretty fantastic usually as well. At least they have been the past few years that I've been trying them. Looking forward to those coming out this year. Anyways, so the Peach Pursuit there, peach truck, not bad. BrewDog. Got a lot of these awesome near beers. Very impressed with a lot of them so far. There's only been one that I haven't liked, and that's like one that I haven't had on the podcast. I still have two of them in the fridge because I just tried a few times and I just not a big fan. I don't remember what it's called. It was like a Christmassy seasonal kind of one that just didn't really hit for me. That is a perfect summer beer. I was just working, mulching in the yard. I came in, cooled down, grabbed one of these, and that is a nice little refresher after being out there in the sun. So I would suggest this one if you like a nice peach beer. This tastes like a beer. So be prepared for that. It's not like just some peachy seltzer drink. The peach is on the low end of the flavor. It's higher on hoppy flavors. It's more like a light peach flavor from what I've had so far out of the 6-pack. Good though. Let's talk a little bit about mental health. So just a bit of a mental health advocate, and with everything I've talked about on previous podcasts, I'm releasing a little, there we go. Some of the sudsy getting me burpy. I had to hold it back there. Wasn't sure how loud it would be into the microphone. But when talking about mental health, this Friday, in a couple days here, on like the 24th of June in 2022, I will be putting out an artistic book It's artistic expression mixed. It's like a bunch of the pictures of mushrooms that I've taken in nature and stuff like that, mixed with selfie images and digitally rendered, and did a lot of editing and paired them with some poems and stories and different things like that, and little tidbits about mental health and feelings and stuff, and try and help lower the stigma around mental health and talking about it, and actually like talking about it and working through things, because it's really how you work through mental health. I do therapy every 2 weeks. It's been great. It helps a lot. And it's really, whether you do therapy or not, or whether you try to get healthy or not, it's all up to you, and it's really on you. So it's your responsibility. It's on you to do something, not anyone else. Like, you can't go see your therapist and expect them to fix you. They're there to help guide you through healing yourself and like getting through things and how to work through them, and you have to be willing to put in the work. So it'll be a book talking about that and mental health, and especially for like men. Like, there's such a huge stigma about like mental health, suicide awareness, and all that kind of stuff. Like, we can talk about it. It's cool, yo. I've gone through depression, anxiety my whole life. I think the anxiety, I don't know. It's hard to, now it's like I've been peeling off layers upon layers through therapy, and kind of getting to a point of trying to figure out, like, am I battling depression? Am I really battling anxiety? Do I just over caffeinate to battle depression, and then it's really not that much anxiety? It just seems like it because of drinking too much caffeine. So cutting back on that is a big thing. You really, it's about putting in the work. You gotta put in the work. I meditate almost every night now, almost every single night of the week. I try to meditate for at least 20-30 minutes just to kind of work through the day, flush through, even if it helps you calm down and rest and go to bed or sleep better. And as far as meditating, just listen to some like music that doesn't engage your, like, no lyrics, basically, unless it's like chanting or something, like a repetitive lyric that you can just kind of melt away into, because it's not to focus on what you're hearing, but it's letting the sound start your focus and carry you through. So I'm a big believer in meditation and self-reflection and observing our own actions, and even on a daily basis, every day. Like, I have anxiety attacks and, outbursts here and there, and I further, one thing I've tried to do is be mindful of them, and as I get through them, I try to recognize them and, acknowledge it and find ways in working towards not repeating the behavior, but trying to build like new behavioral reactions to the stimuli that's creating these reactions, right? And like changing my behavior processes and ingraining those new behavior pathways into my neural network, right? So that I have new reactionary neural pathways, so that it's not anxiety or depression responses, it's more measured, more what I'm looking for, more well thought out responses. And through mental health work, I've become more like confident and a greater belief in myself, and it just takes the work. You really got to try to push through things, and it's not easy, and it's an everyday thing. It's not like just like my physical therapy for my back and everything else. It's not something that's just like, like I'm never just going to be like great or something. I don't know, maybe I will, who knows, but it's just something you got to try to be mindful of every day, and mindfulness is a big thing. Trying to be aware. Man, this Peach Pursuit is really good. It's a nice pretty clear in color as well. I have an empty glass around to pour it in, but very light in color. It's a tasty one. Yeah, like the peach is more in the later after stages, I feel like, after some of the hoppiness dies down. I like to jump between topics. That's part of the mental health thing. But yeah, everyone should work towards like removing their stigmas on mental health and talking about it and therapy and just everything. Not everyone needs therapy. Sometimes therapy is just as you drive to work, thinking through things, talking through things, not working yourself up, but like spinning positivity instead of negativity on your way in. So what's going to happen when you get there? You're going to be in that negative state. You need to, like when people talk about karma and what you do is what you get, I'm not a believer in that type of karma. I'm a believer in more of a ancient type of belief source in karma where what you put out there is what's around you. As opposed to something being returned to you, it's just what you're putting out there is what you're surrounded by. Like, if you constantly output negativity, then generally negativity is going to gravitate towards you. So you got you got to try to switch it. If you can put out positivity, you can tend to attract positivity towards you. It's my view on karma there, is that it's not necessarily what you give is what you get. It's more like what you put out there is what's around you, you know? Do I want to be surrounded with negativity? Do I want to move in a positive direction? So it's something I've worked to do. Excuse me, allergies have been going crazy, so anyone else out there feeling it, all those city planners that put in all those male trees that give off all that pollen because it's easier to clean up than the female trees and the seeds that drop, cool, but definitely hurt an allergy, and we should have both trees out there. It's kind of weird the way we do things here in the US. I don't know how it is in other countries. Yeah, it's a good beer. I call it a beer, but it's not. Non-alcoholic beverage. Real good. It's a perfect spring, summer. I guess we're moving into summer here. I'm not sure when the first day of summer is, but coming up on it. And the book I'm going to be putting out, it'll be available on a website. And it's a lot of images, tons of images. You're just going to have to start checking out social media. I'll post some of them on social media here and there, but they're really, it's a whole piece if you go through kind of. Like, it just kind of rides a roller coaster that a lot of people do of emotion and mental health and the ups and downs, anger, depression, elation, happiness, sadness, all of it. And reflection, like a big part of it is reflection, like taking the time to reflecting on these feelings, and so I hope people can do, and if people can find it. And it talks about suicide as well, because I had a couple attempts when I was younger, almost, so 2 times, and I've had to come to grips with that recently and work through it and deal with it, and just even the acknowledgement of that being a part of my past, and how to move through it, and hopefully others can see that there's another, you can get to the other side of things. It's not always the way it feels in the moment, and hang on, I'm here. There's others out there that can relate to some of what you're feeling. I know it's different. It's not all the same. We all experience life in our own individual manners. And my experience is not the same as anyone else's and never will be. And my perception and everything is so unique to me, just like everyone else's is. So although I may not be able to know exactly what others are going through, I can say that I have gone through things as well. And I've made it. And I hope that you can too. And I'm here, and many others are, because it's about starting to believe in ourselves, and that's where it starts. So if anyone can get anything out of the book, it's a lot of images, mostly images. Some, there's text in there. There's plenty of text, but a lot of images, visual representations of emotion, paired with pretty cool fungal pictures. And I made them into digital pieces. And yeah, I've been trying to put together something for quite some time on mushrooms and that. And I don't like just I can go post pictures of mushrooms all over social media like everyone. Nothing I find is so unique that no one else has found it before. I'm not discovering any species. So it felt kind of redundant to just kind of catalog, in a sense, what I'm finding. So instead I combined my passion for hunting them and the images I acquire with images of myself and reflections of mental states, and just put it out there. We all go through a lot, and we should acknowledge that within each other. Like, I've taken a big part in trying to acknowledge that everyone else is going through something as well. So when you have a conflict with another person, it's also helpful to think for a moment about maybe they're going through something. If they're doing something you don't like, maybe there's a reason. People learn things, are trained and abused to be the way that we are. If you are watching the video, by the way, if you look behind me at any point, there's like weird thing like cilantro start, salad start, cat grass, turn around to read it, catnip, broccoli, basil, BAB, amaranth. Those are all like start dates of microgreens that I've been growing. And part of the pursuit of leaving alcohol is trying to be healthier. Sugar and caffeine are two things I'm going to work on next. And it's because I'm totally trying to address mental health, and all the substances we consume contribute to that. So the microgreens are part of adding a healthy substance while taking away harmful ones. But yeah, talk about mental health. Be open. It's hard. Find spaces. There's spaces out there. There's mental health programs. There's suicide prevention awareness lines. There's all kinds of stuff. Google it. It's out there. There's help there. Just wanted to take a moment, mention something about mental health while talking about the Peach Pursuit. So, peach trucks going around the country. I think it's about now. It should be. Be named if that isn't a good one. So that's all I got for you today. Remember mushlovegaming.com. Go check it out. /reflections. It's going to be the book. So Mushlove Reflections is the book. Check it out if you want. It'll be cheap. $5-10. Something real cheap. 50 pages. All images. Images on every page. Oh, there's only maybe one page without an image on it. Just one. But I'll have it up there for sale just through me. I'm not putting it on Amazon or anything because their take is enormous. Sure, you may get more eyes on it and whatever, but I'm not trying to do a blind push to the masses. It's more about putting out my artistic expression and retaining control over my content. It's a big part of it for me. So I'm the creator, I'm the author, I do it all. You can too. So, mushlovegaming.com /reflections for the new book coming out. Mushlovegaming.com /WrektLess for this podcast. And, let's all try to reduce the stigma around mental health, raise the awareness, and care for one another in it. And let's all try to live a little more WrektLess. Thank you.